with all this adulation, both from the committee president and our Toastmaster today. Now, she's enthralled all of us. She's kept us excited, and she's kept us engaged down these years. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
And now, with the new makeover, you're going to keep your hands on her always. Any guesses what I'm thinking about? It's the Toastmasters education program, and it's getting revitalized, and that's why I said you're going to have your hands on her always, and you'll understand why. Now, I'm here to tell you why the program is getting revitalized, where does it stand today, and what's going to happen. It all started in 2010 with their strategic plan, the Toastmasters International Strategic Plan, when they decided that they need to focus a little more on leadership and modernize the communication program. And the committee also thought that there were certain core competencies, attributes and skills which need to be focused on and carried forward from whatever is there in the current education program. And you would have also seen there was a change in our tagline, where leaders are born. So they felt, there was definitely, they wanted to bring in a little more focus on leadership. So what they did is, from that time to now, is they spoke to a lot of the existing Toastmasters, the past Toastmasters. In fact, I also got one of those questionnaires some time back, asking about the program and how it was going on in our club and all that. And they also identified a design master for the new program, and they also had some learning masters who were going to look into the content. Now, like the ambassadors, they're all going around the clubs to find out what people think of the content of the program. Now, from all this research, analysis, and speaking with the Toastmasters, they found that people found the program confusing. Some of them said that it is not, some of the projects are outdated, and some of them, generally it doesn't meet the real world needs. So that is why they are sincerely looking at the program. They have looked at it, and they have identified certain areas. And what now, as we go around to the clubs, y'all can also give us your feedback, what you feel about the program, what sort of projects can be woven into this program. And you are also going to be a part of this change that is going to happen in this education program. So I'm sure all of you know this. I don't know how many of you really look into your manuals. This is how the tracks are. We have a leadership track and we have a communication track. When you become a Toastmaster, you get 2 manuals. And if you know that the first one covers all facets of speaking, the 10 projects, like how do you organize your speech, how do you use body language, voice modulation, words, how do you persuade, how do you motivate. Everything is covered in the communication. In the leadership, there are 10 facets of leadership, like listening, mentoring, evaluation, organizing and delegation, and various other 10 skills are there, and all that gets covered. And if you see your first page in the leadership manual, all of them are covered, and as you take up these roles, our club is doing it, but a lot of other clubs are not getting it entered or evaluated. And let me tell you, in Toastmasters, you can achieve your DTM with luck. And luck, I mean by labor under constant knowledge. Everything is meticulously documented. Everything is meticulously documented. All we need is to go through the manuals. Even the project guidelines, if you go through, you will really be able to sort of really achieve. And I personally don't think that is irrelevant. It's all latent. It's all latent. It is applicable in our day-to-day lives. Otherwise, our Toastmasters couldn't have been so successful if it was not applicable in the real life. Now, Godfrey, they all know what it is. No need to explain it. So, because some of the clubs wanted it. So, I'll skip that part. We had 2 slides where at each stage what you do. We have a lot of senior Toastmasters who can explain it, so I won't dwell on that. So, what is it that's going to new that's going to happen? One is that all these projects are going to have they're going to help you become better communicators, be more successful in your professional and personal lives, because the content is being evolved. And we have the learning masters working on this. We have learned, just as ambassadors are there are 30 ambassadors for Sri Lanka and South India. So similarly, we have learning masters for each. We have 3 learning masters. They're from Sri Lanka, but our chief ambassador is from India, so that way it's been balanced well. So one is when you come into Toastmasters, when any new member joins, they're going to be given a questionnaire, and even we, people who are already in the program, will have to take it, and based on our responses, they will suggest what manuals we use, we pick up. There'll be certain prescribed manuals and there'll be some elective also. And there'll be 12 projects instead of 10 projects. There'll be 5 levels in increasing complexity. The best part of this new system is, while you're on your journey, you feel it's not applicable to you, it's flexible enough and you can change it. You can change your manuals also. But I would suggest that if you look into yourself and find out what are your needs, what are your goals, then maybe you can pick up the right manual. And Toastmasters gives you an outline of each manual, so you can pick up the right manual. Like when you do your advanced communication manuals, you do 2 manuals at each stage. Totally you do 40 projects before you reach your DTM. So suppose you're a marketing guy, you can take up the persuasive speaking. You feel you want to sharpen your humor, you can pick out the humorously speaking manual. Or you want management topics, it's all there. Let me tell you, every thinkable situation of speaking is covered in this program. It's one of the most meticulously designed programs. So all you need is to look into it thoroughly. So the way you take it up is going to change. You have to answer a questionnaire and then you decide on whatever projects you want. Then there's going to be more of technology that's going to be used. Firstly, you're going to get it both in the digital as well as the printed format. So if you prefer printed, you can take printed. So if it is digital, then you can pick up that and you can access it from your smartphones and your laptops, because it's going to become digital. That's why I said you will have your hands on her. So even when you're commuting, you will be able to catch up on your projects and all that. So you can do it on the move. So that is the new thing that's going to happen in this Revitalize program. The other thing is there will be a lot of virtual learning, a lot of online, content which you can, very interactive also, all suiting the present generation, which is more tech oriented. Because obviously a program which started as for community clubs, and now we've got so many corporate clubs, technology has to come in. And there's going to be a lot of e-learning, and everything is going to be available on the net. So you can access it when you are on the move. And this is going to be launched in 2014. And I know a lot of fears as what happens. You can either plan your manual in such a way that you reach an educational award at that time by September 2014 and then switch on to the next manual. And let me assure you that Toastmasters always gives credit for what you've done. Like when this leadership program changed, I was on the old system, the old track. I didn't have this manual like what you all are doing. But whatever I did got covered, was given credit. I had coordinated for speech crafts, I had coordinated for youth leadership program, I had sponsored clubs, all that got given credit. So it became very fast. That's how later on I moved very fast with my DGM. So don't worry, it will be given credit. And that's what the manuals are being changed. And if you all have any suggestions of any types of new projects that you want to be incorporated, go ahead and suggest it. So now, henceforth, from 2014 September, you will have Toastmasters in your hands. Yeah? So in a nutshell, I've done it because most of our people know what this program is, so I don't need to explain it. So any questions from you all on this? Doubts?
Completing the first 10 projects is the completion of the communication manual. So if we are flexible about what we want to do, then what is the milestone to reach?
See, I think the basics of what you need to become a speaker will have to be done. As I said, there are prescribed projects and elective projects. Later on, if you want to advance, specialize in certain areas of speaking, that's where you can take up select. Yeah, that is what. Certain basic things like you have to know about how to organize your speech, how to body language, voice point, these are essentials. These are essentials. So that will be covered in this project. In this whole program. That will be there. Yeah, any other doubts?
Yes, CCs are going to be increased, that's what the news was.
Sorry?
Instead of 10, it will be 12.
Yeah, that's what they say. We don't know, see exactly how it's going to work is not clear now. It's all, we're just, the first round is only to make you aware something new is happening. It's changing, it's becoming more modern, more technology is being used, and that's what it's all about. So the actual content will be coming around again and explaining it to you. But as of now, they say there will be 12 projects and there will be 5 levels of complexity.
One more.
Yeah.
Regarding the advanced projects, bronze, silver and gold, any new manuals being introduced, new content, new manuals?
They haven't told us, but they are working on it, what can be more relevant, what can be more useful. I don't know which are the ones which are outdated that they've not specified. They've not specified. But in case you feel something needs to be incorporated, go ahead and suggest it. Like I feel something on creativity. Like just as we have humorously speaking, we can have something on creativity, because there's nothing on creativity as such. Yeah, you could have something like that. If you have certain ideas, go ahead. And some of you who are used to technology, please suggest something, how it can be used. Something which is very accessible and to everyone. Like some club asked me about the tracking system, of how to keep track of all the awards that the people get. Right now, each club is working on their own system, so maybe a universal one which is easy. That's what someone suggested. Yeah, anything else? Yeah.
For the members, what I can tell is if you have any suggestions, you can give it to madam or you can give it to
or you give it to the
BPPR. So we will collate all those materials.
Yeah, from our club, we can give it that way.
So that will
You
save
know,
time
for
and it
your
will be more relevant also.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Because then it won't be repeated also, so that we can give, from Bangalore to
Many a times strongly we feel something has to be done, but we are not able to put it across. So
Yeah.
This is a good forum that you are getting, so I think we can
Yeah, whatever you all need, make it more practical, more useful, and definitely it will be, yeah.
Anything you want to ask?
Yeah, so first we just finished the speech craft session. So what's next logical step? Are we going to get additional manuals or?
Speechcraft is a different type, what we call the platform that we are giving as a crash course, you can say. And then you can enroll
get
yourself
credit
and
for
then
your
go
first
on
speech.
doing the same. Yeah?
You
Shortened
get
version.
Yeah, shortened version. Crash course.
crash course, if you want to fast track, it's a fast track.
There is generally,
Pardon?
no, there is generally a level of confusion among people about the CL manual. People take up projects but they don't get it filled. So
Yeah,
How
that
do you-
It is
awareness.
one of our duty that when we come to the meeting, we should bring both the manuals and see that we keep it.
And I
And
feel.
we have been sending mails across to the club members to do that. So
And,
then we know where you stand.
And I think every new joinee should be explained that this is a manual. But many are not aware that they need to get it filled and what it is, how it gets covered. And that BT education may have to take
Yeah,
a
we'll do
little
that
more.
one session.
Yeah, that's
We'll
what.
take-
Because a lot of them have not looked
Just please
into
note
the
this.
manuals. Everything is there. It's all there. Even your roles in the meetings is all